Today is Tuesday, the 24th of March. Welcome visitors. We are not being rated for those of you who are watching on Zoom. So please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. So we are going to start a little bit out of agenda order. Unless somebody objects, and then we'll just ignore that anyway. We have, by the way, a full board tonight. Kurt Hathaway, Joe Denardo, Mary Ashcroft, Matt Getty, and Sharon Russell. Sharon, do you have a motion?
I do have a motion. My motion is the Rutland Town Select Board hereby appoints Ted R. Washburn to the position of Chief of Police in and for the Town of Rutland Police Department, and is thereby granted the authority and assigned to perform the duties of that office. Signed on the 24th day of March, 2026. Congratulations.
We haven't voted yet. The motion's been seconded. Is there any discussion? Do we need an executive session to discuss this?
Hold on.
All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0.
Here we do.
Ted, come on up. And let's see, there's other people who are going to be helping out. Erica and good, thank you. I do kind of need that one.
Oh, we should have it first.
All right. And Lynette. Good, okay. So.
I can do that again.
Thank you. You're better than I am.
Okay. Ted, would you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or affirm
Solemnly swear and affirm
that you will faithfully execute the office
I will faithfully execute the office
of Chief of Police
of Chief of Police
for the Town of Rutland
for the Town of Rutland
to the best of your ability,
to the best of my ability,
and you will judiciously enforce
and I will judiciously enforce,
and uphold the ordinances
uphold the ordinances
of the Town of Rutland,
Town of Rutland,
the statutes and Constitution of the State of Vermont,
the statutes and constitutions of the state of Vermont,
and the statutes and Constitution of the United States of America.
and the statutes and constitutions of the United States of America.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Difference? Then we have, oh, look, a badge. Did he notice it was missing?
No.
No.
I would hope so.
It was his, there was a theft earlier in the police department.
Yes, of which he was aware of after. Please, harder. Right in.
Everyone come out the other.
Hope you get your best now.
There's no pressure.
No.
Just don't.
Very good. And Lynette, if you can sign here, please. Oh, you did already, and I will. We'll finish having the select board sign. Now, we'd like to invite you to step next door for, well, in this office on this floor for light refreshments, and we'll recess until 6:15. So we'll be back in. Those of you on Zoom, you have a 10-minute break. Thank you.
You are back on recording.
Thank you, everyone. And we're back after a brief recess. The cake is very good to mention that here. We had select board minutes for March 10th, our regular meeting.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made to approve. Second. And seconded. Any additions, deletions, corrections? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Abstain under fiery context.
Kurt was- So the vote is 4-0, one abstention, and I'll circulate these. Okay. Next. Approval of orders. I think everyone has seen and signed. Is there a motion?
Accept.
Motion's made and seconded to accept the orders. Any discussion of any of them? Not all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against? Okay, motion carries. And I'm in favor. Motion carries 5-0. Next, any board member announcements? Nope. Okay. Update from the select board chair. We will have an executive session on several issues at the end of the meeting. Let's see, big thank you to Mike Rowe and Ted and Sharon for the seniors luncheon today and the presentation that Ted did about scamming. So that was really well done. And he's not in here, so I'll have to repeat it later. Update number 2. Big thank you to Ted and Bill for putting the whole thing together for Ed Dumas's retirement party. Well done. It's not here, that one either. And then this event earlier was brought to you by Jimmy Placus and Bill, various people in the background, and many emails and corrections of the statement later. And I don't know who did the bill. Did you do the cake, Bill?
Yes.
Personally, yourself?
I mean, I have an easy bake oven in the office. It just went in right in there.
Are there any questions from the floor or public comments? So I think there's a couple of folks here who would like to address the board. That would be,
Are we on?
yes, you're on.
Hey, my name's Tim Short, and I'm a member of the Rutland Railway Association, which runs the Rutland Railroad Museum. I haven't walked down the road. Who's been there? Has everybody been there, or not so much?
Not inside, but I have been around it.
Anyway, we're open Saturdays 11 to 3. It's an amazing place. When I first went there, I couldn't believe it, and all of the artifacts that they have there. There's Mr. Karras was the one who had a collection of them. He would have his offices here, and then he donated all his collection and the building to the association to start a museum honoring the Rutland Railroad. And so it's a fabulous collection of lanterns and photographs and like old tickets and in a conductor's uniform. And they also have in the back where he has his offices, they have HO trains and N-scale trains that they run. And they have we have open houses at Christmas time and stuff. But anyway, I would invite everybody that hasn't been there to come to this museum. It's really cool. And then there's the main lines on both sides of the station. So there's like trains going by fairly often, which is kind of fun for those of us that like to see trains. Anyway, main reason I'm here is that the caboose that was gifted to us a while ago is in need of repair and or restoration. And it's kind of hurting. It actually used to live in the Leicester Swamp, not far from where I live. And when I was out hiking with the kids one time, we just saw it there. We're like, what is this caboose doing here? And years later, they rescued it from the swamp and brought it here. Omnium was part of that, and also the Vermont Railway. So anyway, it's here now, and we'd like to repair it to a point where you can bring people in, like kid tours and stuff, to walk through the caboose, and it's pretty neat inside. It's pretty it's not really wrecked. It just needs to be kind of redone. So anyway, I don't want to use up a lot of your time, but that's why I'm here to just generate potentially some interest in this project. And I would invite everybody to come down Saturdays from 11 to 3 and just introduce yourselves as being from Rutland Town. Maybe that you heard about this at the select board meeting. And if any of you are interested in getting involved and or donating, there's some flyers up here that kind of tell the quick story of what's going on there. I gave one of these to Mary and another one to Belle. But there's different people here that are from Rutland Town. So I'll leave this here. And any questions or anything?
Are you applying for grants?
Yes, we are.
Okay. You might want to draft up a letter asking the select board for support for whatever grant you're going in for. This is part of there was a study done a number of years ago, the corridor between Rutland Town and West Rutland through Center Rutland is an area that's kind of been designated for diving deeper into our historical roots, including our pocket park out here and some of the marble that's been used and the history of early industry and the railroads. So if you're doing that, you might want to mention that.
Yeah,
and it's
because I went to a
time-related.
retreat on grant writing
Good.
or grants, and they mentioned the whole support thing. And that's one of the reasons I'm here,
Yes, please.
to make people aware so that if we get a letter of support, if people would be willing to be involved in that.
Bill Sweet is our administrator. So if you have an idea and you want to get something to him in advance, he can help you with it. And then we'll take it up at our next select board meeting, whenever.
So that would be like a letter of support from the select board of the
From
town
the
of
select
Rutland.
board. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any other ideas? I mean, that's why I'm here looking. People have any ideas? Like if you have like really rich railroad friends that want to donate lots of money.
If people work for the railroad, they're pretty poor.
Yeah, but you might have a rich uncle or something.
Well,
It's like, I got to call Uncle Bob.
Did they, and I just asked them, did they ever think of the train that's up there by the food?
The passenger car that's up.
Right, did they ever think of combining and making a
I have.
thing down there and covering it up and like they did over there and bringing it down to a central location where people could not only go through that, but through that and then the museum rather than
Not a
just
bad
that
idea.
sitting there
Not a bad idea.
arbitrarily in the middle of, next to a cemetery and a road. Why
Yeah.
not bring it down and start making a little collection? I don't know, just a thought. Because it's already there, just
It's
sitting
already
there.
there, so it's probably gonna be for a bit, but I thought the same thing, and that is what the 551 combination car, I do believe.
Yeah, it is. You're
It
right.
is. Part of my wedding reception was in that car.
Whoa.
So, wicked old history. I'll say it before you do. Yeah.
No, Mary used to work for Green Mountain Railroad.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know that, but
You just have to put a little track and your track.
You just have to lay it.
anyway, if people get bright ideas,
They do.
Okay.
there's contact information here. And otherwise you can come down to the museum. If you haven't been there, bring the kids, come down. It's very laid back and people aren't going in a caboose right now because it's needs restoration.
Rutland Town seniors might want to tour it, so
Yeah,
you could
that's a
arrange
great
for
idea.
a private.
You got an elevator to get them up on there?
There's no,
I
no,
love them. Yeah. Oh, to the actual, yeah,
nobody's going in
we
the
can
caboose.
propose that. Yeah. we
But the
can throw that out to the
museum
group.
is like, has a ramp. It's like, I mean, you can, it's wheelchair accessible.
Perfect.
They've got nice bathrooms. It's great for an elderly tour and, kids, in smaller numbers, like you wouldn't want 100 kids to go there, but smaller numbers that they've done that before. People think of like classroom, a very low, this is all local. So that's the main thing right here.
If I were you, I would reach out to the town school and let them know that that's available, because I'm sure the pre-K kindergarten classes were always looking for places to go historically. You might get a lot of people that bite on that. So
Rutland in general, there are not many museums if you just start looking.
that's why if you contact Rutland Town School and throw that out there, then that might help you out. You'd be surprised how many teachers might jump on like.
Talk to Sarah. Principal of Rutland
Yeah.
Town High School. Okay, anyway, thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you very much.
You guys run a great thing here. Glad you got lots of security.
And you get cake too. You can go get cake.
We're going to cake right now. Thanks, Dan.
Are there any other remarks? Come on up.
Coming representing the Rutland Pork Chair, and just want to bring you up to date on what we're doing. We are looking for funding for a feasibility study. And what we are hoping to be able to do in the future is continue to build some more hangars, but also redo the terminal. The one thought is to move the terminal across to the near the industrial park, because there's water and sewer there. we don't have a lot of water and sewer where it is now. We're thinking about turning that building over to the FBO. So they'd get a large building, and we get a new terminal over there, which we're hoping would allow for us to go out and get bids for different airlines to fly or to more places than just Albany. I mean, Boston, they fly Boston. And it's not a very good flight from what I understand from a few people. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it isn't. We're trying to, bring some new life into it. We've got some, we think we've got the money to do the feasibility study. Any work that we do that the FAA approves, they will pay 80 or 90% of that. So we really just sort of need seed money to get the thing going.
Okay.
But I think it's,
Thank you.
Thanks, Glenn.
we've got a great committee. We've got 4 or 5 of the state legislators, representatives on it. So going good, great guns. Any questions?
When you have a specific request, I'm sorry, I was doing, yeah, come back in and let us know.
For money?
And usually what we do, if you have in mind a project and you want the town to contribute something,
Yeah.
you should also designate where it should come from. We can work a little bit with Bill on that.
Okay. We think we're in good shape for the northern borders.
Oh, good.
Grants.
Okay,
We've got that.
good.
We're on a tight timeline for that, but if we can get that going.
Yeah.
And we have one gentleman who's been around talking to the Ortons. Nicola's, the big guns in town, and they seem to be excited about it. So I think it's moving, and things are going slower than I like, but that's government.
It is. Except here, of course.
Except here.
About one town. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other folks who are not otherwise on the agenda who would like to be heard this evening? Anybody on Zoom?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Okay, let's go through our agenda. Marcia Chioffi, is she on?
She is not.
Okay. Kari Clerk, Town Clerk and Treasurer.
For the list,
Yeah.
moving on.
Really have a whole lot.
Meetings in a row, we get to see them.
You do. So the only thing I really have is to remind people to register their dogs.
Oh.
That's about it right now. We have an election coming up in August, so it's kind of too early to talk about that. And taxes are due in May. Kind of too early to talk about that, but I can remind people about that. So there's that. Any questions?
The Patriot system thing that Marcia is talking about with the listers, will that affect you as far as Limerick and how all this interacts?
A really good question, and I haven't heard anything about that yet.
Because if we're going to change one, I don't know
I'm
how these
wondering
things, 'cause
too.
right now we're using one system for everything. And
Mhm.
if we change that for the lister's office, I don't know how that affects. But we still need the others.
I know. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. I'm wondering. I don't think they're ready to get rid of NIMRIC for themselves because they have to do 2 at a time for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just that I did,
But I know what you're asking.
if we switch, say in
Uh-huh.
a year,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden we find out, oops, I'd rather not do the oops.
Right.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know anything about that system, so it's hard to discuss it. But my first thoughts is, I don't know if that system has ability to do the accounting of the taxes and all of that. And that's what I worry about. Like NIMRIC is really good about that. I mean, they have their faults, but right now we're in a good spot and I don't know anything about that.
So we've been asked to look into it, so you might want to check with Marcia and Marie, because Marie was on top of some of it too.
Sure.
See if it's going to cause any disruption on your side.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm wondering if there's information that goes from your office to that office, and if we're not using compatible systems, will it be hard to transfer?
You're
information.
very right. The, when I get the tax bill, when I produce the tax bills, it's essentially coming from the NIMRIC grand list module that they primarily manipulate. I have it, but that information gets pulled into my office basically. So if they're using Patriot for that purpose, I'm not sure yet how that is compatible and how that works.
Yeah.
I do need to know that.
Yep.
Yep.
Because that's important. So,
Yeah.
and before we get too far into this, because it almost sounded like from the last discussion we had with Marcia was the state is pushing the listers to go to that system.
Right.
They want that system, but they're not sure if that's the system that's going to be the fault system for everybody, or we're going to move, you know, because I think you asked that question to Marcia, was we go through all this and change, and then the state says, we want something else. So,
it's under D for action items, but with a note that we're going to take it up in April, because Marcia and Marie were going to do some more research on it. So
Yeah.
it would be good if you would check in with them and make sure.
Yeah. Because I know that they got shown their portion of it, which is really important, and for the reappraisal kind of thing.
Yeah.
But really, how is it going to affect us? Because I don't really want to abandon NIMRIC. I know that's silly for me to say because I've had bumps in the road, but I don't want to abandon it.
but if the other, and then I'm saying is, but if there's a portion of that other system that will do the same thing, but might be to your advantage.
Sure. I'd
Then,
like to hear
it'd be
it.
nice to know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Because I know darn well, two systems aren't going to talk to each other.
Highly unlikely.
Yeah, not well, at least. Displacing decimal points and things like that,
Okay. Any questions for our town clerk and treasurer? Let's see, we'll be closing out the third quarter at the end of this month.
Yes.
So if we could have maybe at the next meeting.
You can. You were supposed to have it this time.
Well,
and then I got home and I'm like, I think I forgot something.
We're still in March.
Okay.
So
I was going to send it to you anyway.
Okay.
Didn't happen. So it'll happen next time.
Good timing then.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kari.
Yeah, you're
Good
welcome.
evening.
Thanks. You too.
Should we take up Chris Clark? You guys are you driving in or not to go? All right. So next is Ted Washburn, Town Police Chief. It's kind of nice, huh?
Well, it takes some getting used to.
I know. Bill, the agenda.
Yeah.
Be fake.
I don't have much. First thing, I want to thank everybody from the town, from outside the town, everybody who helped with retired Chief Dumas's celebration on Friday. Very well attended. I think it went very well, but that was a very large team effort for everybody. So thank you very much to
And
everybody.
thank you for your organizing, because we know you did a lot of it. You and Bill.
Oh.
Yeah. And you kept it secret and he was surprised.
To the point where Mike was walking in the building and Ed thought it was a senior luncheon.
Literally said, is this senior luncheon? I'm like,
Yep.
I just turned the door.
So we did a very good job on that.
Some detective.
I know, I said that, Shane. Good thing you're retiring. And while you're here, I mentioned earlier, but I want to repeat, thank you and Mike very much for the senior luncheon. And because we figured out how to get good information to the seniors, and that's to feed them. And while they're slowing down and reaching for the cookies, you give them a 10-15 minute infomercial about something of importance to them. And Ted came in and talked about scams. There are a lot out there, and had some nice handout from we should get that on the website, by the way, the AG's
Yes.
office.
Yep.
And what are common scams out there, and what to do if you are hit by a scammer. And I thought, a really good session. And I don't know if you noticed, but I did. After you finished, and actually even before, because they were a little bit rude, they were all talking like crazy around the
Oh, yeah.
table, sharing stories, and I almost got hit, or this is what happened to a friend. So it was really good discussion. So
It was.
thank you very much.
And to add to that, you I don't know if you saw it, or you did, 3 people actually got scanned as we were sitting there and it
Yeah.
popped up on their phone.
They got the
The
DMV.
DMV one?
Yep, they got the
DMV one,
DMV
yeah.
scam.
So that was one of the.
Yep.
Your own speeding ticket.
Yep.
Unbelievable. That was good. Keep those coming. Yeah. Okay, any questions for our police chief? We're letting him off easy this one time?
Yep.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mike, did I skip anybody? No, Mike Rowe, Town Rec Director. And thank you to you too.
No problem.
stuff.
It was a lot of fun. I had obviously Teddy to thank for doing that. They definitely, we got their attention, which is hard to do for an expanded period of time. Thank you, Sharon, for her
Yes.
undivided and her support in serving everybody today. It was great. I thought it was well attended. We had close to 50 people today. We were catered by Kamuta's. It was a rib sticker, as I call it, macaroni and cheese. They walked out slow. They came in fast and they walked out real slow. And we talked about a lot of things for our upcoming seniors and our next event, which is the 28th over at West Rutland Town Hall. I told them to bring their passport and their driver's license, because West Rutland will be doing a traffic stop as you come through the border. We're having pizza and listening to the jazz bands from West Rutland and Rutland Town in the town hall at Rutland. I've only been there once and it was pretty awesome. So if you've never been to West Rutland's town hall upstairs, it's really
It's
cool.
very nice.
Very cool.
And the downstairs isn't bad either.
Yeah, but upstairs I was not expecting that when I walked up in there. I did say I was on Facebook and I got a great picture of the 3 Gettys playing instruments the other day. So I know they're performing in the bistro coming up when that's coming up. So if you want to hear Matt in a different tone, literally, you can go to that and listen to that trumpet or whatever the thing is you were holding. I'm starting this week and next week to start the spring cleanup. I do have, if anybody wants a 2,000 gallon plunge tank, if anybody wants to take a little swim first, the rink is melted and it will be taken down, but right now it is about 2,000 pounds. We'll probably put about that in there. Well, wait a minute. No, we did the hydrant and then we emptied the truck, which is 1,500. We filled it to begin with. So, okay, maybe 3,000 gallons are in there. If you want a cold plunge, feel free. It's only about that deep, but that'll be taken care of next week. And starting our spring cleanup. Mother Nature prevails. The weather looks pretty good. So we'll be ready to go. Sports start next week, actually, for the middle school. So they'll be up on the fields. And our rec start the week after. So we are getting going. We have put out an advertisement and thanks to Bill for that, for the work over at Dewey. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get 15 applications like you got for mowing here, which would be great. But we'll see who applies for that. So we're keeping on top of that. I did finish and passed, thank God, my CPO certified pool operator course last week. I was in Burlington for 2 days and finished that. It's a 5-year, every 5 years you take the course. I learned something each and every time, and the instructor's phenomenal. Now, why I'm harping on it a little bit more is during our lunch break, I went and chatted with him and found out that he works all throughout New England. He just does he certifies people to operate pools. He probably knows about every single pool in New England and New York. That's what he's done his life on. Knowledge is not even I can't even express the knowledge that I got from him. So in the conversation, he's also an independent contractor counselor for people that are building pools or whatever. So in the packet on your desk, there is the contract for that pool company, which I don't need to say it right now, that you have for us, pardon the pun, getting our foot in the water, dipping the toe in. And on the back page, he went through the contract and then sent me these pieces that should be added to the contract, which is front and back. And I did pass it on to Matt, and Matt also took the time to look at it. The operator is thoroughly knowledgeable with the pool companies that build from top to bottom as far as pools. I feel comfortable, and he also sent which I'll get to you next time, a contract for services if we want to use him as a third set of eyes on what potentially will be a multi-million-dollar project. And it wouldn't hurt to spend a little extra to make sure we're actually getting what we need to be getting. So you can see he thought this was quite the document. I gave this to you to look at, and I would like to at least table it until next meeting to make a decision if we choose to go. He did highly recommend. He doesn't work for anybody, but he's dealt with this company and had nothing but good things to say about that company.
Has your
So-
rec committee seen it?
They've seen this. We already talked about this at our last meeting a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
before our last meeting. So they have seen it, and Matt has looked it over again,
Okay.
from just his legal, because
He's a lawyer.
he's a lawyer. So not representing the town.
The town.
But anyway, so I would like to table the discussion of deciding if we want to go with this company or not.
But, well, it isn't an issue, so why don't we just put it on next meeting's agenda? For
Okay, well,
action?
however you want to do it. Yeah. So, but I would like to make a decision if you feel comfortable. So if you're more than welcome to give me a call. If you have any questions on, it's pretty intense and obviously covers quite a bit for the first step. Matt.
So you'll see in here, there are items for additional services that are optional. Which has to do with surveying, which the third set of eyes here is suggested is a prime component. I don't know in this case whether that's something we have buttoned up someplace or we're worried about it because it's not close to the boundary.
Yeah, he's talking about a boundary survey, and I looked at that and went,
Again, he's going from looking
Yeah.
at this and what, so just another set of eyes throwing.
Easements, I would agree, we need to know if there are any, and I think the city of Rutland water
There's a couple of big
easements,
water mains go through
Yes.
that property up there.
There's no side
Yeah.
fence, but yeah, it's.
but it's good to know where they are.
Yeah, as long as we have that information, we don't have to pay somebody to find it, but or be clear. That's the thing. So
Okay. So thank you. We'll keep this and we'll be looking at it at our meeting on the 7th.
We also had our first kind of community meeting, and I apologize to Matt. I thought I put Matt on the email. I did not. So I wholeheartedly beg for your forgiveness, for not putting you on there.
What was?
I apologize for that, but we had a group of people, and we're going to start, once we figure this out, we'll meet a little bit more regular. In talking with this company, I did ask, because there's a community piece, and I did ask, are you available on August 16th to set up a booth outside of the pool if we get to that point? And he felt if things moved along fairly rapidly, he might have some good information that they could put in a booth so people could look at. Not necessarily a final design, but there might be some things and information that the community can give some input in on. And so they were, if things worked out well, they were very willing to come and put a booth up at Rutland Town. So I already went, that's when I talked to the people that wrote the contracts, had other conversations with them in between too.
If you do go in that direction, you should also have local people from that committee who are there. So it's clear that there's local support.
We just started the group, and the group will expand. There were some people that couldn't attend. And And like I told them today, I kind of gave them the lay of the land of what it looked like, what the thoughts were, asked for their input. We threw a lot of different things out and they took a lot of notes down. So we got our foot in the water to start with our community part, and we would just keep expanding that. But again, having a company that's going to give us more information that people want to know, like cost, like this, what's going to, that kind of thing. So we did do that. And that went very well. Other than that, let's see, sports are kicking in. Signups are ongoing, so feel free. We're almost ready to start submitting our teams and making our schedule for our baseball season that is coming up fairly quickly. As a matter of fact, they'll be playing games within a month and a half, not even. So it's coming quickly. Other than that, if you guys have anything for me, I think that's it. All I got.
Anything for our rec director? Oh,
Do you want to bring up that email that you got?
Oh, yeah, sorry. We have had a request. You'll recall that we agreed, I can't remember whether it was an open session or exec session.
Executive session.
Was it? Okay. Let's do a really brief executive session of probably 3 minutes to do a personnel matter. Motion?
Okay. Executive session.
Is there a second? Motion's made and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. So,
We're back on.
okay, we're back on the record at 4 minutes to 7. There's no motion, I don't believe, to come out of executive session. So we'll proceed with our agenda. Dave Sears, Town Road Commissioner.
Hello, everybody.
Dave.
Not really well. Sometimes not really a lot, but it usually turns into a lot. We'll start with the ugly S word, snow. Contractors are still at 48 calls. The orders that you have there that you guys have approved, this is their last payment for their annual payments. We still have them contracted until April 15th. So if we need them, it'll just be an extra pay, but this is their last pay period for the snow season. The last couple of weeks, we've either replaced or repaired more than a few mailboxes. And there's still more to go. We'll get there. Replaced or realigned a bunch of street signs. Apparently, stop signs have become a commodity lately. They just seem to disappear. So we've been putting stop signs back up for whatever reason. Summer paving bid went out last week. That's due in April. I don't know if the committee wants to do a committee meeting when they come in and we can open them, or when I believe they're due, I forget now. I forget the dates, but it's in April anyway. So we can set up a committee meeting if that's what you guys want to do, to go over those.
You can open them if you want, Dave, and then we can set up a committee meeting after you review them.
Right. I think that's what we did last year. We just had the contractors come in and we opened them and they got all their numbers.
The bids in?
No, we're not due yet.
Oh, okay.
It's not due till April.
Okay, let's remind us, are they going to be due before the 7th?
They're due, I think, on the 17th.
Okay. So
Has to be gone by that.
remind us that we should do a motion authorizing Dave to open and compile the bids. Then that will save us a couple of weeks.
Do I have to do a motion to authorize Dave?
Pardon?
Do you want to do it now?
That was a
Second.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Joe, seconded by Kurt to authorize Dave to open the bids for paving when they come in and make the usual chart to compile and compare. And
Will
for
do.
presentation with recommendation to the select board. Well, you should meet with your highway committee first.
So if we could meet on the 20th, Dave, that's a Monday.
We haven't
If he-
voted on the motion.
Yeah, we'll just, okay.
All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
That was
motion
the
carries 5-0. Now,
If you want to meet on Monday, the 20th, you'll get them on the 17th. You'll have them for the weekend, and then we'll get together on the 20th. That's the day before the select board meeting. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Time to be determined, probably 9 o'clock.
so
Yeah.
if we have other highway business, we can pile it on for the
Right.
20th.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Well,
Right,
Uh,
what
we all
else?
get,
Next thing is, item item letter F is the select board to approve the MS4 annual report. That was sent to us by, Stormwater Consulting. It took me
Andres?
2 days to get through it because it's riveting reading. So I did half of it one day and the other half in the morning the next day.
So
I
I
didn't-
spared people the full packet, so I asked Bill to put in enough to tell us about it, so we get the sheet marked number 4, and then we've got the folded up sheet
yeah.
at the back. Okay. So what do we need to know in order to make a good decision?
It's pretty much the same as last year. It's not really, they made a couple small changes and a lot of them are procedural and changing dates and stuff like that. It's pretty much, a lot of it I think is boilerplate really.
Are we on track with complying with our stormwater
We
sewer
are
separation?
part of, I mean, they had the stormwater project on, North End Drive up off the Susan David Janice development. We couldn't get permission from Velco to daylight stormwater onto their right of way. So that was a project that they were working on that went by the wayside. So they've moved on to the next one. So we were on track. Yeah, everything's as good as it can be.
Okay,
That whole thing chaps me a little bit
right?
because they designed this entire project and then asked Velco if they could put a stormwater pond there right away. So how much money did we spend with these guys to have them? I mean, it's like a 3-year process to draw this thing up, and they never asked Velco if they could put it in there right away.
Or what happened with that? I know some of it was before your time. I
We
think.
should, I think we should make
So that-
Andres aware.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so when I first started here 4 years ago, I got beat up within my first month with the streets up there in that development needing to be paved, which, Ruth needed it badly, and these other streets, which are actually on the paving list this year. And I was told not to do any paving up there because they had this big stormwater project going. And 3 years later, they said, yeah, we can't do it. So that's why we put that on the list to pave that development last year, finally. So I agree with Kurt, like this was, 3 years and we paid for them to design this whole thing and do the whole thing. And then they went to Velco, and it was probably a year and change, back and forth with Velco trying to get permission. And ultimately Velco said no. And then the whole thing just went away. So I agree. This is one step forward, 2 steps back. It seems like.
I've had some contacts at Velco that have talked with this project about, and it's not, they're not being mean about it, but the stormwater pond was going to take up their entire right of way, and they would have never been able to build a road around it in order to access their right of way. So it just couldn't happen because they can't access their line.
So how do we prevent something like this from happening in the future? Because if they've moved on to the next project, does that require easements or permission of adjoining property owners?
I think it has to be done the same way that Dave's doing the culvert on Stratton Road.
Yeah.
You gotta get the easements before you
Right.
move ahead with the and in this case, if you're going to put a stormwater pond in somebody else's right of way, you might be asking them before you design.
Yeah.
You know, because if they had done that, there's a good chance Velco might have worked with them and made it design as oblong or lengthways to the, you know, the power line right away so they could construct the roads, because they're doing a ton of work to access their right of ways now.
Yeah.
And I can understand that they wouldn't want a pond in the middle of the right of way. That doesn't, you know, and I think this is something we need to, next time we have Andres in to, you know, as you go forward with these projects, if we're going to be encroaching on somebody else's property to do something, you gotta ask them first.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the project that they're on now is actually Windmere.
Yeah.
Changing that stormwater pond over, and they're getting a huge amount of pushback from the Windmere residents who think that they have some kind of say in this whole thing. Like they're demanding certain things, which this has been, I don't know, since early last summer, this whole thing kind of started at Windmere. So that's their next project that they're working on anyway, is the Windmere project.
All right. So for something like that we're likely to hear about,
And historically, I don't know what the agreement is with Windmere, but that's all private property. Like, what's the town of Rutland gonna do? Like, the state of Vermont can't fine us for private property not coming into compliance.
Yeah.
So should we tell them to move on to something that actually might affect the town?
before,
But the town agreed to
let's,
take over that stormwater system.
yes, we took over the permit.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
and isn't it that there is a stormwater pond there, but it has to be reconstructed bigger or something? Is that what?
Yeah.
I know
It's gotta
that
be bigger.
we
They
walked
wanna
that
go,
one.
they wanna go to
We
the
did.
south.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
if,
It's gonna be
if
twice
they,
the size of,
yeah, if we took that over and they granted us that authority, then they're kind of out of the picture now, I guess.
Well, then, except
Well,
they
so
need
that-
to be
that falls
educated
into-
on what they did and why we're involved and why they shouldn't be, right?
and quite honestly, Joe, that falls into the same category as us taking over the road.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't get,
Yeah.
you can tell them all day, they have their idea of how they expect it to be. And when you tell them that's not how they expect it to be, they say, okay. And they go away and they come back next week with how they expect it to be.
We've been through this 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so
this Windmere
sounds like
thing,
we should look into
um,
whether Windmere is for real, and if not, what's the next project after that? But I think Windmere is pretty important.
So do we ask Andres to come down and run these questions by him in 2 weeks?
Yeah, and maybe even before he comes in to see us, maybe do a site visit and chat, maybe with Dave and with Bill up there and look over the area again and kind of remind folks why we're doing this, whoever the leadership is these days at Windmere. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, there's, yeah, so,
All right, so that goes on our agenda. Andres in 2 weeks, if he's available, please.
yeah, just, you know, I think we need to let him know our concerns about
Yeah.
putting that time into the Velco thing and it fell through, and then we're gonna do this one onto that, a repeat of that. So what we're signing here, this is just a report of what they've done.
That we are on progress, we're making progress on our MS4 application.
Okay, and are we?
Yeah.
Okay,
Through it, and to try and this is one part of one report, like it's try and read you in on the whole thing.
we'll take forever. Yeah.
For days.
Okay, and do we authorize Dave to sign or do we authorize Mary?
Principal
Select board.
Executive Office, ranking elected official, or other duly authorized employee consistent with 40 CFS federal regulation. Who knows who the heck? I would suggest ranking elected official.
You.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I make a motion that we sign this report as presented to us by Watershed Management and authorize board chair to sign on behalf of the town.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 5-0. And we'll add that to the agenda and see if we can visit with Andre. So yes, thank you for that.
Okay. And then I believe item number 6 in your packet is the quote for the excavator. We just need to figure out how we proceed from here.
Okay. Highway Committee.
We discussed at our last board meeting that, the machine that we looked at is still available at the price we were quoted last year. A $1,400 increase due to the, trailer, because they had sold the trailer, but the other machine is still there.
Yeah.
So the price is particularly the same. We have talked with our accountants, and the voters did approve the money to buy the machine. And we did talk about, using funds, purchasing it through the, new equipment line in Dave's budget, using money out of the carryover and then just putting that money back into the, app when taxes due, and we either do it in one installment or we could do it in 3 to reimburse the, and they said that that was okay because we have voter approval to do that.
Okay.
So the reimbursement goes over.
Goes back into Dave's budget to carry, because that's where we would be taking. Trying to keep everything in the highway budget and not go into another account or another.
Okay,
fund.
so we overspend on that line in the highway budget.
Right,
but
and
the
that overture-
carryover should.
It will cover it, and then when the, so it's, when the 146,000, I don't remember the exact numbers, comes due, we put that back in, and by taking it, I mean, we had, excuse me, we had discussed the concerns about depleting the carryover, running the carryover and not having enough to put toward the culvert. So we can decide whether we put the 147 back in after one tax payment, or if we do it over a couple,
I see what you're saying.
you know.
Because
it
it's
gives
a
us
separate standalone funding source, which is voter approval.
Right, so
We just need to,
decide whether we put the whole amount in at once or we spread it out over, you know, a couple of tax, because usually that first quarter, July, August, September, the town gets hit pretty hard with
yeah.
the money that we have to open, $1 million. A lot of that goes to the school, and whether or not we can fund a lot of the other stuff before taxes come in. So we'll have to talk to Kari.
Much as in the carryover.
Last time I think we talked, I thought it was around 300,000, Dave.
It's right around, it's just over 300.
Yeah, so we should be able to do this.
315 or
Yeah, so we should be able to pay for the machine and have enough to pay for the culvert. But we will have at least, it'll be all of it, but half of it will be going back in. We should be okay. Because if we go ahead and wait and, you know, the idea is to buy the machine because it's there, and don't let them sell that and we have to pay the new price. The savings is about, could be about 15 to 18,000, 15,000. So
Okay.
that's
like
right.
20,
And
23
tell,
But
me again why we're not going out to bid. You have a good reason. I just want to have it on the record. How are we complying with our purchasing policy?
So this was,
Second page of the quote.
yeah, all right. So this is, do you want to speak to this, Dave? Because you did it.
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
So it's a bidding conglomerate. They put together, there's several of them around the country, and they put together bid pricing for machinery, equipment, recreation equipment. It covers the whole infield, and they bid it nationally, so you get a better price this way than going directly through a dealer, because it's bid nationally. And I've got some examples of saving $50,000 when I was with the city by going through one of these organizations. Because if you're in Vermont and you want to sell a snowblower to somebody in Iowa, you have to be able to beat the price in Iowa. So they the price that you can sell it for in Vermont, which is a corner on the market, or the price that you can sell it nationally is obviously different because there's a lot more players in the game. So the organization is buy board, and
Okay.
they do the pricing for all kinds of stuff.
It references the buy board contract of 68522.
Okay, and it looks like it saves 35,817. That's the discount.
I'm not sure. There's a couple of different numbers. There's some in red
Yeah,
and then there's some in black. But if the base price was 143,271 and we're buying it for 127, I believe that difference is the $15,652.
okay.
But that's how they bid them, and it's to try to keep pricing fair across the board for because they don't buy just from Vermont. They're buying the way things are
It's
now.
kind of like the state bid contract.
It is only on a broader scale.
Brothers.
So that's how we were able to purchase it.
So is there a motion? Good luck.
What do we need to,
Well, you need to authorize the purchase. You need to say where from.
okay,
I mean, it is authorized by the voters, so,
right. So
but temporarily the money to be taken from.
last meeting, we made a motion to approve Dave up to 10% of the cost if it was needed. We were told that, or Dave was told that they won't sell the machine until we have first right of refusal on the machine. Any idea, Dave, when this will be ready for you to pick up?
He said he had to order the trenching bucket. Was going to take him like 6 weeks. And I did this right after the last meeting. So we're probably 5 or 6 weeks out at this point to having the machine totally ready and available.
Okay. So I don't move that we honor the price quote from T-Stone Motors to buy a Devon. I believe it's it's an 89R. DX 89R excavator for the quoted price of $127,619.46 plus $18,907 for the trailer, which is a total of $146,526.46 to be taken out of the new equipment line in the highway budget.
To be reimbursed.
And
Taxes.
that amount will be reimbursed by the similar amount from taxes.
Is there a second? Is there a second? Okay, hanging.
The way they did this math was really good, but.
Yeah.
27 seems to be the answer, so yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, motion's made and seconded. And is there an authorized person to sign in that motion?
The
I'm here.
road commissioner, I would, or you, either
I'm
one.
here, may as well, and then I can,
Yeah, all right. Authorized Mary will be.
because I like the power,
Yeah,
spending
okay.
a lot of money.
Yep.
We'll let you use it.
And I will, maybe for the minutes, the select board did discuss that the, national bid quote is comparable to the state bid package. And so we feel that it complies sufficiently with our purchasing policy.
Noted.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed?
Opposed.
Okay. Motion carries 4-1. And sign. Okay. All right. Anything else for our road commissioner?
The only one last thing I have is, I understand you're going into executive session for the south end. I can participate in that or not. It's up to you.
Oh, yes. So why don't we Yes, you will participate when we get to the end of the agenda, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay,
That's fine.
thank you. Oh, you know
Thank you.
what? Before you step off, this would affect you sort of. I forgot to recognize that we have a birthday coming up. On the 26th, which is 2 days hence, Joe Denardo has a birthday.
Aww.
We got some cake for you.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Thank you.
You want us to sing?
No, it's okay.
Did you count that high?
But you can have cake. Okay. So moving right along.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank
Next is Chris Clark, Town Fire Chief.
72.
33.
27, actually. And I'm just last kick. Yeah.
All right, I have nothing in length compared to the last four.
Disappointed.
I offered to let you go ahead.
I know. If I knew
Okay.
I had to wait 45 minutes, I probably would have taken you up.
Did offer.
I talked to Dave the other day. Wilkes is gonna come pave the parking lot down here before June. I don't know when yet, but I'm thinking Dave's gonna dig it up with his new machine. Maybe.
Hopefully.
But we're gonna put in a catch basin for the gutters, so it's better than it has been. So, but I gotta meet with Dave so he can tell me his plan. But
Okay.
so on paving at the new building, between the road and the parking lot, it's all cracked up. So I don't know if the chunks are gonna fall out. So I was wondering if we could have Wilkes come look at that. I don't know if you can seal it or,
The new pavement's broken up next to the road.
yeah. So if you could ask him, I
We
don't know
can-
if there's a fix or not.
Yeah.
I don't want it to look like the old parking lot in a couple of years' time, you know?
They probably didn't get the new road base up quite close enough to the road or something. Cracked in the frost.
Today,
That goes on your list.
Yep, yep,
Okay.
on my list. Yep.
the 3 cement things that go in front of the parking spots.
Yep.
All winter, I wondered where they went. Maybe you picked them up, but they're over under the guardrail, so I don't think I can lift them. So if you could tell, or if Dave's still listening, if he could pick them up with the loader or something, put them back where
It must be.
they go.
Yeah, we can probably,
It said something.
What'd you say?
I said we can probably shag them out for you.
Perfect.
They probably put them down there for you.
Yeah.
We probably put them there.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned when, and I don't know.
Yeah, we were gonna pick them up and then they were gone, so I figured, I thought maybe those guys did it and put them in their garage, but saw them today out in the pigweeds, and I was like, oh, there they are.
When, Fabian put them down, I asked him not to pin them,
Yeah,
so you guys could move them so they could plow closer to the building,
Yep.
so.
so
Let's plan that way.
They plowed them, but they were supposed to move them first. You could just slide them up next to the foundation of the building, because they don't
Right.
plow that close,
right.
or hopefully not that close.
Wow, too close.
Yeah.
You gotta leave it there.
I think that's all I was gonna say. I can't. Anything too pressing, so.
How are the bylaws?
Coming along, we do a couple every month, so Kevin was gonna get a hold of you and do his, whatever you guys do.
Okay, so actually, that's one of the things that were the committee assignments.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask.
Right, the only change is Sharon's going on fire, I'm coming off fire. I'm going on scholarship and Sharon's going off scholarship.
She stuck you with the bylaws, that's what's.
Don't worry about it. We've been talking, the fire department's been talking bylaws since 1972. That was, yeah, I'm telling you, Mary, it's like when I first started going to board meetings
Mhm.
in 2002, the board was talking about sewer projects and sewer problems. And I joined this board in 2016 and we're talking about sewer projects and sewer problems and water. It's the same with the fire
So
department.
you're the
I
reason
don't know,
why we
it's
can't include any of this.
I don't think it's me. But the bylaws are an irritating nuisance that's required.
Yeah,
That pretty well sum it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Sharon and Kurt.
It is Sharon and
Time
Kurt.
to meet sometime in too soon,
Yeah, we can
distant future.
yeah, we find a date whenever you're ready.
All right, I'll let you know. I got a couple list of things.
Yes.
Write it down so I can remember. All I had for you.
Any questions of our town fire chief? Nope. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Chris. All right, Mike Delehanty, not here. Joe Denardo, Public Safety Building Clerk. Well, we just heard of an assignment. So-
Yeah, I've got a new assignment, nothing new on the, from Naylor and Breen. I've got to
Okay,
follow up with them and see where they are. Did they ever get to hold you or anything, Bill? Okay, I'll call them tomorrow and tell them we are waiting on a quote or some information for the insurance.
Was there that day they were putting the siding on?
Yep.
And they told me they had to start at one end, go to the other. So if one ever broke, they had to take the entire side off. Do you know which side they?
Started from.
Hopefully it was the garage.
Hopefully it was the garage side and they worked their way back, but
Front off too, though. So that might have started on the other side. So this
so that's why we got to get the manufacturer involved, and they may have ways to disassemble that. I don't know.
Hopefully.
Because there's a tongue and groove system that puts it together and they wedge together.
Yeah.
When I did talk to the young lady at Naylor and Breen, she said, is it between any windows or something? I said, no, it's right on the corner. And she said, oh, that might be to our advantage. So I don't know what that means. So I will
Will
call.
we report this to the League of
Oh, yes.
Cities and
Yeah,
Towns?
and they're-
Okay,
They're
Yeah, and they were waiting on a quote, so,
right, yeah.
I'm hopeful that, it's been a couple of weeks or longer now since I talked to them, so I'll follow up on that tomorrow. And Wilts.
Right, I saw the flagpole for the first time close up. That looks really good. Do we have a state of Vermont flag? I would really like to get a state of Vermont flag on that building somewhere.
Do you know if that flagpole, if that'll take two flags?
sure it would, but it should be.
Okay,
Right,
because a lot of times that's what they put them on the same staff.
yeah.
It's not quite done yet. We got donated to us, so we get it painted, put around it. Marty's gonna plant some flowers with his wife in there, so
Okay,
it'll look good.
it will.
More targets,
More bright.
targets,
More targets.
more targets.
I noticed the guy hit once. Oh. Nice red wood chips.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for, let's see, the Public Safety Building Club? All right, John Paul Faignant on. Barbara Noyes Pulling. Good evening, Barbara.
Good evening. A few things. Remember the subdivision bylaw?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a final version, pretty much. Just a couple things left to fix on it. But we have set the public hearing for the Planning Commission with this new bylaw for April 23rd. So expect to see it soon afterwards, we hope.
April 23rd.
Thursday.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's down to 16 pages, so it's not too bad.
Okay.
But
All right.
Nice. And our last meeting, we met with David Gregg and found out that the demolition is on hold. They're going to combine the demolition of the old mall with the work that will go on for the construction of the Walmart Supercenter. And so they're now projecting later this year or early next year for the demolition to begin. The fencing is up, but the demolition is on hold.
Yeah, I did talk to David about that and said the town, I thought that was a mistake, that they were holding on the demolition pending the second permit, and that was not how it was represented to us at the beginning.
Right.
And that by doing so, there's just much more opportunity for mischief up there, and frankly, for people to set up camp back there. So I think it's a very big mistake on their part to hold off. And I said that. So I don't know if the board wants to do anything more, but
I don't think it's a choice. Because they need a signed deal with Walmart before they can get funding to tear the mall down. And until they have an Act 250 permit for Walmart, they're not gonna have any funding.
except they didn't represent it that way.
They didn't represent it, but we can push all you want, but if the guy doesn't have $5 million sitting in his bank account, it's not gonna get tore down.
But he doesn't have a contract to do it.
Well, Belden's gonna do it.
Yeah.
They've already,
He has,
They may not be able to do it, but the fact everything's.
yeah, I think it's a money thing, I do believe, which.
we can still send them a letter and tell them we're not pleased.
Right.
There's liability for a homeless person getting hurt up there.
Well, I don't believe it's the town because we don't own the property. So it's somewhere, BAI is the property owner. And whatever contracts they have to secure the place or not,
I
that's.
don't think there's gonna be a lot of liability on their part if somebody breaks into their building and gets hurt. I mean,
So
it's not their problem.
They did
Really?
bring up some concrete barricades and put them across where the gates were in the
I
chain
did
link
see
fence.
that.
I went up and drove around to see what they did, and they have them in several places. I'm not sure on the backside, on the side facing this, skating rink, if that's barricaded across there. I saw one, but there's a huge snow pile, so I don't know if under that snow pile, there's more barricades or if that backside's open.
It was earlier.
I don't know what they're doing up there, but I think that it wouldn't hurt to just send a letter to them on behalf of the town that we're disappointed in the delay and strongly recommend them to make sure they plan on dealing with what's going to happen there if that's left the way it is for another year. The vandalism, the trespassing, the amount of debris up there is amazing.
Yeah.
Or not. There's just tons of stuff up there. And
David
the traffic up. Yep.
I'm just sorry. David did indicate he was going to be doing a presentation to you folks in 30 to 60 days.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you want to wait that long for that, before sending that letter. It sounds like all of the Act 250 materials are done and have been submitted. And he'll be coming around looking for the municipal report. He wanted the planning commission to make a decision the other night about whether it conforms with the town plan. And even though he laid out, he did a really great job of pointing out all the parts of the town plan that are impacted or could be impacted or have to do with development like this. There was a section about fire and police and emergency that I don't think there's been many meetings about or any discussions with the town about. So I was hesitant about that. I wanted to hear more about all of that coming together before saying it complies with the town plan.
Yeah, he did meet early on with the fire chiefs. And then he met separately early on. This is David Gregg and some of the Walmart folks. He did also meet with the police department. I have not reviewed the submittals that deal with those two departments and what actually was done. So we haven't, finished the loop on that one. And what he's going to be coming in to request is that we sign off on the municipal impact questionnaire, which means the department heads are all going to have to review what's actually in their Act 250 submittals. And it's lengthy, so I'm going to say Bill will help you dig out your part. Because you're going to be asked soon enough, is the town covered? Is the development going to be impacting us more than any other property owner would be? And is it an undue impact? And if so, should there be mitigation? That's kind of where we left it at him. And I think we were talking with the correct couplings to be used on the building and on our equipment to make sure that they were compatible. So that would be one thing we would be looking for from the fire department.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So,
less of a hazard if it's gone. And new buildings there, right?
Okay.
Be less of a hazard for PD and fire if they had a building up. And it was occupied and there were people there, then this vacant 5 acres of,
Yeah, no, that's,
you know, I understand it.
yeah, we're just trying to make sure that we don't have to go and buy new stuff because
Oh,
they
yeah, I
put
know.
in a
I've been
different
through these a lot.
system. So
yeah.
that's what you do.
Yeah, so it does sound like there are more discussions to be had. He is in the process of, tying up these loose ends now.
Mhm.
And so that's that. One fun fact or interesting fact, in our town plan, we have an instrument landing system provision that I'd kind of forgotten about. But it limits the height of development on that hill to a 200-foot building. And the Walmart Center will come under that. It'll be like 128 feet high. But something like a hotel or something that's going to be multi-floors might not. So it's just to kind of keep in mind for the future, I guess.
And that's due to the proximity of the airport.
Yes.
That's a pretty tall building. You sure? Cause that's like a 12-story building. I don't see where that building's gonna be that.
120.
I mean, I see that building look like, Home Depot. It'll be about the size of Home Depot. That would be my, I don't know where they come up with that height.
I haven't done the dig down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really tall.
Yeah. It's in the Act 250 documents, all those sketches.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Fun reading for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Might need a ladder trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll struggle.
Okay, Barbara, what else?
Quickly today, a solar proposal, a 45-day notice came in. This is for Bellevue Lane, which is off Route 4 near the Mendon border. It's a rather small facility they're proposing. This is same sun, about 100 modules, which I think are the same thing as panels, 50 kilowatts. The owner is Killington Heights Real Estate. It will be developed and installed by Same Sun. And then the owner of the facility and the lessee of the land is Dichotomy Capital, LLC. I'm not quite sure where they are. But we're going to have them come, if they're willing, Same Sun to come by and give us some more details on April 23rd. And then our next meeting on April 2nd, we'll start meeting with historians for the Pocket Park. And this group will include the Crossroads ones, Crown Point, early development, railroads, things like that.
Okay, would you please extend an invitation to Tim Short, who was here earlier for the Rutland Railroad Association?
Mm-hmm.
Please.
It's a good spot. Nobody's out there on the middle of nowhere. Not killing.
I was telling him about this and said he probably ought to be part of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Will do.
I believe Wallingford has made. I don't know what you call it, but when you put up a solar park there, you have had it hidden in the road, which is public. Either with trees or whatever. That seemed to be a sensible idea. And then at the Rutland Regional Planning Commission, I think the comment was made by Governor Veneri that Rutland County has reached its goal that was set on solar power, and the goal was, deadline was 1930 or 2030. So at this point, any extra panels that we put up would exceed the goal that was set. I don't know who set it or what, but I'll find that out in 7.
We also had a similar provision in the Rutland Town Plan. About once you hit the capacity or once you hit the goal, the either the presumption switches or it was a little harder to get the permission. So that might be worth looking into.
I wasn't a fan, I'm not a fan of solar power anymore just because there's so many panels everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, every field it seems has been, you know, turned into panels and it's, I don't think conducive to the world.
Yeah. Well, this is the planning commission going to look at this and make, I mean, this is, advance notice, so there's time, but are you folks going to be making a recommendation to us?
Well, the meeting that we'll be talking about this, it will be outside that 45-day notice. But, you know, we can always make some comments after that when they go for their full application. It is going to be screened from Route 4. It's going to be, you know, tucked away a little bit. It's not a wide open field as I picture it. And it is a relatively small one for net metering.
All right. Aren't we usually asked for a comment from the town on these?
We are asked, we are informed that we can comment, I think is how it goes.
Okay. All right. So what we should do, since this just came in, is maybe put it on the agenda for next meeting to see if there is any comment that we wish to make. I would have to drive up by the place because I'm not really familiar with it.
It's the Nordic and the old Nordic Inn
Oh,
property.
okay. Okay.
It's 40-foot setbacks off the road.
Okay.
Hard time starts to, pick and choose which ones you want to approve and disapprove. Because we've allowed these to be built in town in different places. So the newest one right there on 7,
It's that whole lawn.
they've meant this, there's like 40 feet and.
But we also have looked at them. So we're just going through the process of, do we wish to comment? Because I walk that site. The planning commission took a walk up there and I went up with them for the one on Route 7. So, yeah.
This one's essentially for net metering. It's to offset their power bill.
Right.
It's not like it's a commercial,
Fairly.
and it's not a commercial solar site.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the one off Route 7 is more like 2 megawatts. And we're
That's
talking
very
50 kilowatts here.
Okay.
They used a whole bunch of land out there that was weeds. 'Cause when you look at that from the road, it looks like it's just the first field.
Yeah.
But when you look down the panels, they did the other field behind it that borders the Army, the Reserve
Yeah.
Center. So
Yeah.
they basically used a bunch of junk land, which to me, the part next to the road was meadow, but it wasn't great meadow.
Yeah.
You know, and I have less of a problem with these sites than the one on Cold River Road where they killed 30 acres of trees to put solar in. It kind of bothered.
Yeah.
We've got enough open land in Vermont. We don't need to do that.
Okay. Anything else, Barbara, or anything for Barbara?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Just a reminder, we are again going to have to look at that Act 250 application. So. All right. Larry Dell Veneri was here earlier for the cake, but he is no longer. I think he didn't have any, just to be
Got a
fair.
question about a gauge they need on the compactor.
Okay.
Gas compactor. He was asking me and Kurt where, because we have feelings and gave him a couple, 3 places he can look for gauge.
Okay. Oh, dealings. I thought you said feelings.
No,
Of course you have feelings, but yeah.
Those of us that repair equipment on a daily basis know where to find parts.
All right, Bill Sweet, Town Administrator. Okay. Good evening.
All right, we have a couple people left that are waiting patiently for the first topic on the agenda, so would like to
Board
go to
to
that.
discuss needed appointments after town meeting day.
So, I gave you a few different things here, in your packet. The very first item was just a copy of the, Vermont statute on appointments and, basically what we need to do. And then I gave you a full list of the town officers, and I gave you, either on desk or in the folder, all the descriptions of the offices that I have. So we've got a few different things.
There's two versions of the same.
They are the same. If they were duplicated, I'm sorry. I will make sure. Yeah, that's fine. They are the same. So
let's start with number one, which is the Regional Planning Commission. They've been sending me emails.
oh my God, they are. So currently, that's the Rutland Regional Board of Commissioners. That is currently Jim Marsh and Demetrio Gagnon. I reached out to both of them, and they both have said they would like to be reappointed.
Okay. Jim Marsh is here. Demetrio is on our planning commission.
He is, yes.
So that's pretty good.
Said number one. What
Number one, sorry.
list?
Yeah, this is
that's the appointment form. Yeah, so that's the form. So
not in people's packet, or it is?
no, that's
okay.
just the end result. So
Sorry.
that didn't go out to everybody. That's okay.
Okay, so this is to appoint effective July 1st, 2026, Jim Marsh as our Regional Planning Commission regular commissioner and Demetrio Gagnon as our alternate commissioner. And there's one signature for Select Board Chair.
Both interested.
They are the current appointees and would like to be reappointed.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Motions, second, thirded, and so on. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0.
And then the Transportation Council is the other one.
I gotta find a good pen. And signing too much stuff.
You got one? There was one on your desk, man. Long time ago. Did you burn it out, man?
I did.
The next one is the Transportation Council. So that currently is Jason Bathlon, and the alternate is vacant. Jason has not been able to make meetings regularly and said he would be okay. He'd be fine being the alternate, but was hoping we could find a primary appointee. And then enter Poirier. You have his letter of interest. Yep.
Yeah.
Last meeting, and he is here tonight. There's a couple things he was interested in, depending upon what's available, but that was one of the ones.
Okay, this is the Transportation Advisory Council. Christopher, having heard discussion on how we do things, are we still okay with serving?
Still set.
I grew up here, served on the fire department, Rutland Town School, Rutland High, class behind that. I'm here by choice, moved home, so I know that I can serve my local community after spent the last 20 years. Absorbing the outside world, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
I would, point us to the Regional Transportation Advisory.
And Jason as alternate? Okay. Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? And the chair authorized to sign? I could find a new pen.
Good.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Congratulations. I mean, you do know there's no pay with it, right? Oh, I forgot to tell you.
A little.
Was there a little?
There's stipends for me.
Yeah.
A little. But we serve because we enjoy it. Now it's not for them.
Yes.
Okay, so some of the other ones we have. So there is a vacancy for the bus committee, the Marble Valley Regional Transportation Authority. We have not had an appointee for that one yet, and that still stands as an open position.
I really would like to find somebody to serve on this. And let me tell you why. One of the issues that has come up concerning BII and the Walmart was how do people get up there?
Yep.
And there are discussions about adding a bus route, and there used to be a bus route, I'm sure, that went around down there and up to the Diamond Run Mall.
Yeah, I think there was.
So I would really like to get
Go to
some,
Green Mountain Plaza.
Still go to Green Mountain Plaza.
Yeah.
They just took the Diamond Run Mall section out of it.
yeah, well, the price I heard that was quoted to reinstitute that run is breathtaking. So I think we need to have,
Drive across the street.
yes.
The 100 feet across the.
Yep.
Also go to Okemo.
If you can make enough noise, you can get as much money as you want for something that's needed. And so if you start making noise early.
Yes. So do we have anyone interested in serving on the bus board to be a voice for Rutland Town when things like this arise?
I did not receive any indication of interest in that particular role.
Okay. So we really need someone. So let me put it out
All
there
right.
again.
We'll try again.
Okay.
We'll put them out some highlight some of these as individual ones. We have so former Chief Dumas has been our town service officer. And he has indicated that he would like to step back from that role. In your descriptions here of what those individuals do, it'd be worth reading the description of what the service officer is responsible for and considering who we put in that role. Interesting. It is an interesting role. We've kind of just been appointing him year over year, but there actually is quite a bit to that title.
So, is this been an issue? I mean, has it been a bit busy position?
He has, in some cases, taken as this role. I think is probably acting in his other capacity as well, but helped people that needed those services find them when he did.
Any idea what that means in practice? Because this is saying
No.
offer resources for emergency financial assistance to help residents and have nowhere else to turn and require support while the state office is closed for like, I guess, over a weekend or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means. It's about like we have a fund, right, as a town, but it's
we do not and currently have a fund that would support those endeavors. So,
This is
yeah.
like the old overseer of the poor position.
Well, yeah, yeah.
They made it sound nicer.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know. I mean,
Now-
the last sentence is really the key. General assistance consists of offering resources for financial aid for food, emergency temporary housing, clothing, transportation, electricity, fuel, and medical care.
211 is available 7 days a week.
That would be one of the resources offered.
That's right.
Yeah.
Part of the reason they give you the statute, that thing that it talks about the different ones. So it says select board shall appoint a tree warden who need not be a resident municipality and may appoint from among the voters this next list. So service officer is not an actual required position. Neither is town keeper, inspector of lumber, shingles, and wood, like
Right.
and grand juror.
So not required.
We have one of those. So it is not required. We don't have an emergency fund to be able to
Right.
induct people. We aren't, I mean, even like Marty isn't really fall into that category because isn't that like, but there's no way to contact people. Like there's the
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's one of those where somebody called me and said, what I just run through, okay, here are some of the, there's Brock. Have you checked with them? Have you checked with any of the local churches? They usually have a something. Are you eligible for the mission? You know, that kind of thing. And if we don't need it, maybe we don't need to fill it because the 211 and other opportunities are out there. So Ed was never called on.
And didn't have the answers. You can have them call me.
But yes, I mean, I know how to get some little resources too, and I think that's the thing is, it did not seem from talking to Ed that this was something that happened on any frequency whatsoever. Mainly because I think, like you said, the role and responsibility and the state resources have kind of overtaken what this was. So maybe this is one that just doesn't exist anymore.
So which ones don't we have to have?
Yeah.
Are not
So
required?
let's not.
Should we just pare some of this down?
Well,
Because like this is kind of a lot of work every year for something that never really does anything.
So on that page.
On the first page?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Well, on the one I gave you in your packet, this number one in the packet that has the Vermont statutes online, it lists some of these, the list what the optional positions are, and it's that list of 1 through 6. So we have appointed the pound keeper, Paul Williams, for years with, and he just kind of has been. I don't know if I mean, in 10 years, I don't think he's taken a dog in. So
most of the dog complaints go to
the constable
and
right.
Yeah.
But we perpetually fund a line in the budget for that, and we never use it. So inspectors of lumber, shingles, and wood. I mean, that maybe weighers of coal. It's kind of another one of those that
These are all options.
Maybe.
So what's your pleasure, folks? Do we try
There's only
and
one person that uses coal in town.
we did have someone who wanted to be. My coal furnace great shaker broke, so I haven't used it for 4 months.
If this was the only one in the statute,
they get so hot.
Is in this list. But we appointed her last meeting, so we at least got her for the year.
Yes.
It's
I'm not sure.
It's like the fence viewers. You're gonna call.
So fence viewers, I have a legitimate issue right now. So I've been waiting for this meeting so we can actually get someone appointed. And on your desk there, Byron did reach out and he is interested in some of those positions. But the fence viewer actually have a legitimate issue. I need.
They view mailboxes too.
No.
Mailboxes are fair game.
Mailboxes, street signs.
So Byron Hathaway is interested in being fence viewer if no other parties are interested. That's a ringing endorsement. And inspector of the wood. And given the, stuff I'm learning about insects that travel in firewood, that's probably not a bad thing. And making sure that you get a fair amount in a cord when it's sold as a cord.
He said he's done it once.
Inspector of the wood?
He's inspected wood once.
Okay, well.
But it's supposed to be dry firewood and it was very green firewood. So.
And he would also consider deputy tree warden or tree warden if there are no other viable candidates.
We do have a current tree warden.
We do.
Which is Chris Howe, and he would like to retain that position.
Yeah, and we tried to do a deputy. No, what did we try last year? And they told us we couldn't do it.
We can. But they're actually. So tree warden is an actual. That's a shall.
Yes, that's fine.
We have that, but we can appoint a deputy tree warden. That is an official. Like it's actually a thing we need to do. Like it's
that description was also interesting.
Let's begin in the first page.
Where was the one? Maybe it's this. Something about cutting shade trees.
Yeah, no person may cut a shade tree without tree warden authorization.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I took these from statute language, like this is
But is that on, so I need clarification.
Yeah,
I
really.
believe that's on
town right away.
in the town right away,
Yeah.
town land.
Yeah.
Because I'm very guilty of.
Yeah, clipping many a shade trees.
Yeah. They shade my hayfields.
As a shade tree anyway, but.
That's up to the
But
tree warden to.
I have had permission from the tree warden to cut them.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you're the fire warden.
Right.
course,
Otherwise,
Rowe.
it's going to burn, right?
No, I always get a permit. Yeah.
And actually, well, it's, yeah.
Okay.
That comes up in March.
Yeah, June, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Abutting landowners and residents have the right to appeal the proposed cut removal, in which case the select board must hold a public hearing and make a final decision.
Basically, the tree warden comes into effect when somebody cuts a tree down on the neighbors. They cut a tree down and the adjoining neighbor has a fit.
Yeah.
Usually, but there are trees, like if they're in the right of way, that they have to inspect them.
And
All right, so
yeah.
this is one. We're almost there. So let's see if we can do the tree warden. Chris wants to be reappointed tree warden.
Correct.
And Byron is interested in being deputy.
Deputy
right?
tree warden, yes.
Okay, is there a motion?
So move.
Motion's
Second.
made, seconded, discussion. There will be times when Chris and his position on the highway crew may come in conflict with what the highway crew is doing, so it's good to have a deputy.
Yep.
That's the way I'm thinking. Okay, any further discussion? If not, all in favor of Chris Howe and then Byron as deputy tree warden, please say aye. 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 Motion carries 5-0. Okay,
Perfect.
that one.
Do you want to take on Byron's request for fence viewer
Yes.
and inspector of wood?
Yes.
Yes, do we have somebody else? Because there was like 2 or 3
We
that
had
were.
Howard Burgess and Charles Hemingway were our other fence viewers. I don't have contact information for Charles. Howard has asked to not be reappointed.
As long as we got at least.
Okay.
And that comes into play when people take fences down. And
Yeah, we have 2 abutting landowners who have a fence problem and need a third party to come talk to them.
Yeah, don't tell Byron before we appoint him.
And I have told new lawyers that there is this option available to help resolve disputes over tree.
I don't know how this works in Vermont where you have fences are like between farms and stuff like that. And then people buy property adjoining a farm and just take the fence down. Cause I rent land where the fence just up and disappeared. Gone. And I don't know if I have to talk with a landowner, and it's like, most of the time, that's the property line. So
Yeah.
now we have this vague where it
Yeah.
used to be, so. And I don't know if there's rules in statutes about taking fences down between adjoining farms.
The fence viewer statute is not very robust.
There is a section of state law.
Because you deal with this, with properties.
I have, when I worked for the railroad. When you are keeping livestock, you're the one expected to maintain the fence to keep the livestock in.
Right.
So if the farm has livestock, then that burden would be on the person who's got keeping.
If you buy land adjacent to farm, even if they're livestock or not, I don't believe you can go just take the fence down.
If it's on your property, there's the question. If it's a boundary, you got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this fence up and disappeared.
Okay, so, don't tell Byron. So is there a motion?
That we appoint Byron as a fence viewer.
If we find any other victims, we'll.
Yeah.
You want to have him be inspector of wood also?
Yes.
And inspector.
Heard that.
Wood. Did I hear that as part
I
of the
did hear that,
motion?
yeah.
Okay. All in favor of Byron as one of the fence viewers and also as the inspector of wood, please say aye. Aye, motion carries.
All right. Then do we want to keep the pound keeper position? So that can expire. Is that the same thing for the service officer? Okay.
Here's the thing, here's the thing. On pound keeper.
Yep.
the town may appoint the following officers who shall serve until their successors are appointed and qualified. So if we're doing away with pound keeper, I think we have to make a motion to do so. Right? Otherwise.
I think that's a yes, Mary.
Okay,
Otherwise, it is
motion's
a
been made
perpetuity.
to do away with the position of pound keeper, and there was a second.
Yes.
Any discussion of that? All in favor of doing away with pound keeper, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 5-0. All right.
You have a retirement party for Paul now.
Yeah.
Pretty good at these.
Yeah. And he said he didn't want to be, or he was just quiet.
Paul has never,
Has never done it. Okay.
um,
We should send him a letter thanking him for many years.
Decided to eliminate your position.
you've done so well, we're eliminating the position. And you want to take the same action on the service officer?
Oh, is that one that is required or not?
It is number 5 on that list.
Number 5. Okay. And what is there a motion to do away with the position of town service officer?
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of doing away with town service officer, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0.
Wear of coal, it was Lucas last year. I think it was Lucas 2 years ago. I think we just kind of like kept him roll him into it. Okay.
I don't, it's either that we do in a position, I mean.
Well, I think as long as we have a resident that uses coal, we ought to have a wear of coal. That only seems fair.
What is your job?
If you get a delivery of coal and you feel it's not the correct amount, they have to go and figure out if it's the right amount or not. That's wear of coal.
It's already delivered by the time I complain.
It's
Roberts are the only one in town with a scale, really.
Yeah.
Israel used to do it.
Yeah. So are we gonna leave it?
Well,
And
the way you do that is you go and you weigh a cubic foot of it and you try to determine how many cubic feet and whether you got that type of do it. You don't shovel it all out of your coal bank and go weigh it.
Joey, if you know so much about it.
I moved that.
Yeah.
You can weigh a cubic foot.
Yeah, bring it down to a cubic foot.
And then you can go do your math.
Bring the scale with you.
I would, make the motion, we leave Lucas Hubbard as weigher of coal.
Okay. Motion's made and seconded to reappoint Lucas Hubbard as our weigher of coal because Joey didn't want to do it. Any discussion? If not, all in favor of Lucas, please say aye.
Right.
Aye, motion carries 5.
We have a couple more. We're doing pretty well though.
Doing
So
okay.
the number 6
Move it right along, would you?
the grand jury, you didn't make a big thing.
Well, but this kind of all came out because we said, well, if we're gonna advertise all of them, I'm like, okay, well, if we're gonna advertise all of them, I'm gonna put it all out there. So I went and found all these and I'm like, oh, well, all right. So it's okay.
I mean, we had somebody come in and ask for that.
We did. So
know.
yeah.
And we appointed her in her head.
I know.
I know.
Planning Commission, we have 4 that are up, which is Sherman Hunter, Howard Burgess, Andy McCain, and Jerry Stearns. All 4 have said they would like to be reappointed. We did receive a letter that you have on your desk there from Joshua Lemieux. He was on earlier, but I think he left, indicating he was interested in that position. All 4 current commissioners are those are primary commissioners. All 4 have said they would like to remain.
Okay.
I make the motion we take the 4 that are already in place and keep them in place.
Okay.
That's, yes.
Motion's made and seconded, and that's traditionally what we have done.
Correct.
So those are the only open.
Right. There's 9 of them. There's 7 primary and 2 alternates. And next year there's going to be 5 of them that are up.
We keep.
Yes, the whole planning commission's filled. Yep.
I would keep his letter.
I will. Yeah.
Josh's letter, if
Absolutely.
somebody resigns or decides. they want to
Absolutely.
get out, we
Yep.
can contact them, see if we can.
Yeah. Okay, motion's been made to reappoint the 4 planning commissioners for another term. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Right.
Aye, motion carries 5-0.
And then the last one is moderator.
Yes.
we have Dan Alcorn that, you know, took that on,
And how is he feeling about,
he apologized. He couldn't get his paperwork in to be included on the ballot. He launched a write-in campaign, but did not get enough votes. So, but he said he would be happy to, if you would like to reappoint him and have him serve again.
okay. Motion's been, what's his name again, please?
Dan Alcorn.
Dan, of course.
And I apologized to him at the town meeting that I would have written his name in, but I couldn't remember.
The guy from last night.
The guy from last night.
Motion's been made to appoint Dan Alcorn as town moderator. Is there a second? Okay. Motion's made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of Dan for moderator, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 5-0.
Just gotta remind them next year.
That is
People
good.
start arguing it, sorry.
Yes,
Yeah, please.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That is all of the appointments. That's not up yet.
Okay.
And when it's up, believe me, they'll tell us it needs to be
Oh,
appointed.
several times, so tell us.
They are aggressive communicators when it comes time for their
So
things.
that leaves the bus. And
It does.
the chair does believe we need to delegate on that. Jim Marsh, you're not making eye contact. All right.
I was gonna say, how many extra meetings?
I think it's one more meeting. It's another.
Monthly, quarterly?
I'd have to go back and look. It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
It's not just the whole mall BAI, but I was looking for bus routes to maybe, get a ride for my daughter over to her job at Castleton College in case I can't drive someday. And the routes are just odd. I mean,
They are monthly, once a month.
yeah.
The other like every time.
Is
So every other,
last Thursday of every month. They're also monthly. Yeah. Yeah, most of these are, the bus is an evening meeting also.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
Go ahead.
The other one, yeah, but
Here.
what did I just do? Josh Lemieux.
Yep.
Would he be interested in the bus?
I don't know. He left. I can reach out to him and see
Yeah.
if he was.
Start there. If it's
Okay.
in our interest, I can do it. Let's at least start the process, because if it's important, then if I'm handling transportation issues anyway, I might as well take on
Okay.
the other one that we said.
Start the process for you or go to see if Josh is.
Check with Josh.
Okay.
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 That he's looking to service.
Okay, great.
I'm hearing how it's worked. So
I think it's important to the town, not just me personally.
well, I'll go to your point from the bus being instituted many years ago. The routes and everything. A voice of logic would be great.
Yes.
See if I can.
Good. Okay, so Bill's gonna be in touch.
I will do that. All right. So the next thing in your packet is the updated list of committee assignments.
Yeah.
And that does reflect the switch.
Does reflect the switch. I think. I have a question, and that is whether we put the Veterans Memorial Committee, just take off the group and put it under the building committee so that maybe something will happen. I don't know. But what
I think we should, was somebody kind of in charge of that?
Dave Sharnock was,
Yeah.
So,
but Jim Hall has moved out of town, so I'm not sure if he's
Yeah.
interested in that or not.
no, my suggestion is to send him a letter.
Okay.
Explaining our concern or ask them what their plans are. And
Gotta-
if they're
gotta stall.
falling by the wayside, then
Yep.
we need to take this
Gotta
up
stall.
because we're gonna have the same problem whether they build it or we build it, is how we're gonna finance this.
Yes.
And that's not gonna be cheap.
And this is a good year to do it, 250th anniversary. And that's
It won't be done in
Veterans
time.
Memorial.
It
No, but we
probably
can-
won't be done in time.
But it might be for next year for the state.
For the state one. There you go.
All right, I will reach out to Dave and see what we can get hold of. We can do, sure. Next in your packet is the bid detail for the, apparently insanely popular mowing bid.
So this is just for information only, right?
This is what
the corrected copy.
This is what was sent out.
Yeah.
Yes, this,
Many we got.
this, we got-
that's
we got
unbelievable.
13 bids, which is just,
Go get your calendar.
I'm shocked.
No.
So
Do you think I heard the building committee volunteering to
to review them.
have a meeting
And we
to
will.
open and review and
We'll make a
collate, so
recommendation.
that's very generous of you. So, we will,
It's gonna be a rainy day.
we will just assign this task to the building committee.
Sounds
I
great.
don't think we need
Friday's
to do
cold.
anything more than that.
No, that's all. It's,
Do it Friday, Bill, Friday?
I have a meeting with Barbara Friday morning, at 9:30, but it won't take very long. So at 10 o'clock, or do you want to do like right at 8 o'clock?
I can't do it today.
Okay. 10? Right here, 10 o'clock? 10
Sure.
o'clock Friday? 10 o'clock Friday. Excellent. So building committee for mowing bids, 10 a.m. Friday.
I want to see what's so interesting.
Me too. Like, I
Let's
bet
see what this.
I'm shocked.
It's gonna be a spread, I can tell you that.
God, I
If
hope
they're sending
it'll be.
if they're sending a bid from Burlington.
Yeah, we got one from Burlington, UPS overnight. Like
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Okay, the next thing in your packet is the vehicle and traffic ordinance amendment, which, you think back in your history, November 24th, 2020, we did this, but the signs never got put up, apparently. So we did it, we warned it, we did the whole thing. Fine.
The statute of limitations run out.
Probably.
I don't know if it did or not. I mean, why, just because we didn't sign it doesn't mean the ordinance went away.
No, but
you
we
wanna
didn't
be
change the
fair to
signs.
people?
Well,
People that were living there in 2020, probably some of them moved.
could be.
Yeah.
So because there is a time we have to, like, yeah, there's things we have to do. So, we'll put the warning out there. It takes a little bit of time. What it is, it allows people to file a petition if they want to say no. Petitions will be due by May 9th.
Okay.
If no petitions are received, it will go into effect May 25th. And then there's some thing about, like, if you stop somebody, they have a little bit of, like, isn't there like something about that? If you change the speed limit, there's a notice thing. Yeah, but
You
anyway,
do have to provide a copy of the ordinance to the traffic bureau.
yes, we do that. We do. I do that every quarter.
Probably did that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They
it's
got it.
it's in there.
And they're
It's
gonna
actually in
say,
there.
You coming back again?
I emailed every quarter. That's not a big deal.
Okay.
But this is the form to make the
Any
adoption
action on
official.
this bill tonight?
Yes, you do, because you all need to sign it.
I move that we, sign the vehicle and traffic ordinance amendment. Reducing the speed limit on McKinley Avenue west side of Grove Street from 35 to 35.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? And seconded. Any discussion? Highway's okay with this?
Seeing as though he did it, he wasn't here yet. Missed it.
Right.
All in favor of reducing the speed on McKinley Avenue?
You gotta try very hard to drive.
Please say aye. Aye.
Aye. What's that coming?
Aye. Motion carries 5-0, and I'm going to circulate so we can all sign.
Thank you. While you are circulating, on your desk, you have a letter from you all, if you all approve it, to go to Peter Welch, for the congressionally directed spending, to support the grant request for downstairs. We have also a letter of support from Rutland Town Seniors, which has been signed and delivered. And I have one from Cedar, who has
Did
also
we vote on? Sure we
Rutland
did.
Town Seniors.
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
I was late. That's why I didn't.
I have a signed letter from the recreation director on behalf of the Rutland Town Seniors. He's gone.
Excellent.
And the chamber sent me one this morning, so I have three, which is really good. So the project total is about $830,000. And that I did put in the new front door with that as well for ADA accessibility. So that would be to support the remodel of downstairs in its entirety, and replacing the front door. And so I've got it ready to go. The application actually is not much of a,
Because, oh, no, that's a different one. Randy Roberts came up and said, hey, if you need some more money to get over the hump, why don't you ask the Rutland Town Seniors? Some of us might like to kick in. So
in your folder is a nice, pretty copy.
the nice, pretty
copy.
here. Okay.
The grant does require a 20% match. So that's only 160,000, but on an $800,000 project, that's pretty good.
Spread over more than 1 year. We could probably do that.
Yes.
860,000 number come from.
So we had engineered Robert, not Robert Clark, Ed Clerk, had done up schematics for us, drawings, engineered drawings, and for plumbing, electrical, construction, all those things. And we had a cost estimate done years ago. And when this came out, I went back to that email and I said, hey, Ed, I think I got an option for this. Can you update the cost estimate for me? He said, sure.
Great.
And so he did.
Great.
And then I got an updated estimate from Royals for the front door, for that. So I just lumped it all together and here we are.
You've been a busy little beaver.
I am not bored.
Just related is a note of appreciation from the people who have been meeting here downstairs, the Tops group.
Yeah.
Thanking us very much for the use of the room, but they're moving on because they don't have handicapped accessible bathrooms.
And most of them are 60 and 70 years old. And
right.
Yeah.
So, perfect reason why we should be doing this.
make a copy of that.
Well, they didn't say that's what it was in the letter when they dropped up. They've been using it actually for quite a while, and they really liked it. But that was
So is there a motion to adopt and sign the letter from the town select board strongly supporting the renovation of the downstairs in town hall? Motion's made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries 5-0.
The last thing in your packet, and I know I got a lot, but we're getting close. The last thing in your packet is number 7. It says Adorama at the top. This is a result of quite a lot of time that Officer Dumas, Jared, and I have spent. We talked about the topic of drones, so we have spent a lot of time with a lot of vendors and a lot of options, and we have found the one that is the best option. So the bottom line is $12,939.40. It does come with everything we would need to do it. Other vendors I looked at were at least $1,000 more expensive just for the drone itself, not even including the other accessories. So this would be the drone with a case, 4 batteries. If you look down the list, the strobes, so it has infrared. So at nighttime, you would attach these to the officers and to Rooster, and the drone can see them flashing, but no one else can. It's invisible light, but you can track people and the dogs with that. Memory card, the launch pad, spotlight, speaker, so we can yell at people. Battery.
Can we lift the whole dog?
It doesn't. Not with this drone. If you want to, we can get one that can. Charger and the hook. So that's for carrying like first aid kits. We could carry with that. So let's see. So I talked. We came down to this vendor. They were the best price, the best service. I did talk to VLCT, and it would be added to our insurance policy. It would cost about $200 a year to add this to our policy. And there's just some documentation need to go along with it, but Jared will be the licensed operator. And then we'd have exempt operators because they'd be working with Jared. And, like I'd be one of them, maybe a couple of them, but, and then, about, they said it's only about 2 weeks to get it here. So
Does the police department know they have to share this with other town departments?
Jared is enthusiastic about sharing with other departments. Like,
I mean, when we talked about this the first time, it was like half a dozen things come up.
That we could use it for.
Could be
Yes.
helpful.
Oh, yeah.
in the conversation in the hallway, Jared and I were talking about it, and there was like the Ludlow guys, the other guys were like, "Oh, really? Really? Can we call you for that?" Like they're very interested, and so Jared is very enthusiastic about this.
We talked about funding this.
Yes, we have looked at basically all the options that we can come up with, other than just buying the thing.
So in this budget that we're currently operating in, we have money available in the general account. Right?
We do.
And it's 15,000.
There is, yes.
Huh?
I think we may have spent that a few different
We,
ways.
no, we spent
$1,000.
Well, formally, yeah.
Right, we spent 1,000.
And we had to buy out its
Retirement.
package and.
Right, but that's in the police budget. They're separate budgets. And if I understand right, the way the police budget is, the wording for the 1% money, if that budget is in the red, we're allowed to use 1% money to fill the void. That was in the, well, that was.
I think if in the purchasing in the depreciation language in there, that capital improvement budget language in there, but I believe you're right. It funds the general budget first, and if there's a deficit in the police department, it goes to cover the deficit.
I mean, it can go to the capital improvement fund is where it goes normally, but then, so at the end of the year, so we either purchase this through the police budget under new equipment, or we purchase it through our budget under new equipment and overspend one item and underspend another.
I would suggest we do it through the general, because it really will be used by
It's gonna
all
be,
of the
it's gonna be
departments.
shared
Yeah.
by primarily police, fire, and probably
Yeah.
highway.
It will benefit everybody. It really will. Like,
I've already got it down.
I just saved your budget, Mr. Chief.
Well, you know, it's kind of one of those things when we buy something that's for the general use of the town.
Yeah, it should.
We go with the
It's like the public safety building.
Right,
It's more than
this
one
falls
department.
into that same
Yeah.
category. I'd make a motion that we purchase this through the general budget's new equipment line item
Motion's made and seconded to buy the drone
and the,
from Autorama.
yep,
We have a job.
yes,
I believe there is.
We used any of it.
Equipment line. Which I
All of it?
budget.
no, this will cover most. This will cover the.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and like I say, I don't like buying stuff and taking the money from another line item because it's harder to track. So if you take new equipment from a new equipment line, it tracks better, even if it wasn't
Yeah,
exactly what you were looking for. You know, if you're replacing computers or,
right, we haven't voted on this yet.
I'm just, you asked for discussion.
Yeah, well-
And I'm
Right.
trying
Realm
to,
of discussion, and I'm thinking next meeting, Kari's that she would have
Yes,
updated reports, maybe we can table until we kind of see where we're at budgetarily. I have a quarter left.
it's just looking to see how good the quotes.
so I'll be honest with you, Matt. I changed my mind.
No,
You have the status sheets in there.
Yeah.
all right, this is dated 3/5/26, so I wouldn't let it go. To the next meeting.
Oh, this is gonna start.
Yeah, I forget. I think it is 30 days.
I think we can find it. So it's the Cortina.
Always.
But then then we should leave that to keep that focus.
Oh, I agree.
I think we should use the general fund.
Okay, so,
And it's something that I think this is gonna pay dividends at some point. I don't.
There are things we've already could have used it for, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it absolutely, yeah.
yes. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor of purchasing a drone through Autorama according to the bid at the price of $12,939 $1,000,000.40. Please say aye. Aye. Then, anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
For your work.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
When we get it, want to make sure we have a way of getting a hold of as
yes.
countywide being able to get a hold of somebody to get the drone out there if need be.
I think once word gets out that we have it, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
No, I'm just saying, like, from other agencies to be able to reach out and get it.
Yes.
You know, on a Saturday at 3:00. You know,
So Jared and I were talking about that, and we're going to come up with a plan about it's where it lives and who has access and who has authority to fly the thing, because VLCT's insurance covers up to $1 million in damage that if it causes damage, like, so it is covered. So it really is good. So we'll take care of that. Okay. The letter for GE we sent out because of their sewer allocation. They responded back to, we have fixed our problems. Don't do it. They said, "Would you want something official?" I said, "Yes, I need something official. This is a big enough thing." So,
Okay.
their attorney who does these things is out of the office, but they are working on a response.
Okay.
And they are very confident that the issue is resolved and it's not going to repeat. So they are likely going to ask us to delay the redetermination until the next year's results are out. But they're going to formulate that as a request to the board once they get everything together.
Thanks a year.
Well, we only do it once a year. So I get the readings from the city once a year. There's 22 meters that we have to compile data. Like it's not a short task to do this, but
There's no way of getting like an interim rating.
We might be able to, and
they should know, right?
we might, yeah. So they've replaced some meters in there, and they think there were some issues that they've resolved that they're going to put meters on their discharge so they can measure the flow. So there's a lot of data they're putting together. So I can ask city, because it should be in a couple weeks. They're going to be doing the quarter. The quarter will be done. So I can see if we can get that information and follow up and see what their trend is at least, and if they're right, we can find that out.
It seems like you're in there.
What do you think?
Didn't they have a leak after the meter or something? I remember.
Well, so that's what was believed, and they said they've had some contractors do leak detection, but I said I really need you to give me where we were, what did we do, and where are we at to give to you guys, and
They could have defective meters, but all
several have been replaced,
Yeah,
and they did meter out, meter in readings, so they've updated, but they have replaced a lot of them, so they've gone through that process. Excuse me. So that's coming. They want to make sure that we know that they're not ignoring it, but they are working on it. Let's see. Did you all see the Channel 3 news story about
No, you told me that.
last week?
So we're now famous for having.
We are very famous. That is what they want to talk
I
about.
tried. Honestly, we tried redirecting.
We did.
to several different
We did.
things,
There's so
and
many
this is-
different things.
But
I know.
it was good.
We can show.
How do you ever figure that out?
It actually used to be. I think it might still be on our homepage on our website that we were the first ones, and we really are. We really were. Nobody's proved it wrong yet. So
next week, historic site marker.
Right.
This marks the place where.
yeah.
We're such an innovative town that we had the first website, so we should be entitled to like 850,000.
Well, I mean, I can
Need a server room downstairs.
I can try that. Let's see. What else? Did I have anything else? I think that was
A pretty good list.
that's just 2 weeks, Joe. That's just
I know.
that's all I've been with. That's just 2 weeks worth.
2 weeks.
Well, yes, I mean, that was
oh.
a very big project, so thank you.
It was. You're welcome. And this the congressional application, that was a lot, but we're getting there. In the originals folder, I don't know if I put on the desks. The VLCT grant is ready to go. It's number 5 in that pink folder.
we need to do anything?
Yeah, you need to, one signature needed to send it along.
Okay, this is the passive grant application. Is this the
Yes.
safety one?
Yes,
And it looks like the two departments are transfer station and fire department.
yes.
And these are for cameras and.
It's for. It's to replace, so the system at the transfer station is our oldest one, and it's needs to be changed. So that's accounted for in there. The Center Rutland Fire Station does not have one, so this would include adding that for exterior cameras. The added benefit of doing that now can allow us to potentially link a camera from the pocket park to the building, and see, we can have something in the pocket park that's just as a link to the building to help cover that. So,
And what's our match?
50%.
Okay.
Dell's match, which is a majority of that cost, is going to be coming from his depreciation account because it's replacing the system he already has.
Okay.
So it's the labor is an estimate, but it's the best one I can come up with. Like it was $2,000 for labor, but it's just person running cable, and it's not going to be me this time.
So is there a motion to sign or have the senior municipal official sign the passive grant application for the total amount of $13,197.14 with the town to have 50% share? Motion's been made. Matt's been wanting to make a motion, and Sharon is seconding. Okay, any discussion? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Is everything I have.
Okay,
It still doesn't exactly finish the event.
Yeah.
so that goes in there.
Get out of here.
I had a couple of things, and we do have an executive session at the end.
Yep.
But we have done A, the appointments, B, the committee assignments, C, the rental housing code. We do want to, when JP gets back, have talk about that with him. The plan to appraise and propose change to Patriot, and that's waiting until Marcia gets us information in April.
Yep.
We've done E, F, G, and H. Next, board to discuss public access to select board members for direct contact. This is me, because I went looking for somebody's phone number or something, and there was nothing in here. The only way people have to reach out to individual select board members is through the info@rutlandtown.com.
It's through the, yes, they're available. Yeah.
Are they in here?
They would be in the back. We have the contact page in the back. Do we not include them in there? Okay.
No. So, no, and it seems odd that people cannot reach us directly, and I have had at least one complaint about that.
Okay.
So we can use does anybody mind if we list publicly on our website how using our Rutland Town email address that people can reach out and contact us individually, like they want to complain about any other board member.
If it's a complaint, Joe did it.
Okay, so I don't think we need a motion on that.
No,
Let's
that's
just go
just
ahead and get the information up.
Yep.
The other thing I had, and this isn't on here, but recent discussions about the 1% tax and some of the changes that have occurred. I think I heard that there is a separate option to do a 1% tax on liquor sales. Did anyone else pick that up? And I almost think it might be a separate, and we've got, liquor stores within the town of Rutland.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's like Hannaford's got
Hannaford,
one.
yeah.
I think Hannaford's the only one.
Is it?
Grow, Grand Union still has.
Yeah, okay.
That's
So
their
if
problem.
I'm curious about it, let's
So
look
that's a
into.
state, but those are state run, right, within the building? So does the town get
I don't know. And I don't know whether
See,
it's 1% on drinks at a bar if you want it.
I'll let you know after I leave here.
Okay, well, and we'll also have bill check. How's that?
So
You don't
the,
remember.
You get a claim mileage for that?
Yeah.
I got the credit card.
Yeah, have a reimbursement too.
So our current 1% is on,
Rooms and meals.
meals and retail,
Yes.
And,
the
and
taxable
sa-
retail.
Sales and use.
Yeah, they're,
I don't know.
Okay, I'll look it
So
up.
let's find out. I mean, if we're missing a little bit of revenue and we can close the gap there.
so something I had talked about
I'll go to the city, buy my liquor.
last fall, when the state changed the, amount the town got of the,
Yeah,
1% money from 70% to 75. And I was thinking that with the board's thoughts, if we took that 5% extra and earmarked that toward the renovations of this building, it amounts to about $100,000 a year on 1.5 million dollars we were collecting. It's just something that, you know, we will have a matching amount if we are lucky to get this grant. So a couple of years of setting aside, you start earmarking some money aside out of that. Won't affect basically what we've been spending because we've been spending the 70% pretty adequately. So if we put that earmark, that 5%, it's something I'd like to do. When the final numbers come in, and I don't know how we do that. If the board can earmark.
I think that'd be a motion on the last meeting before the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah, or something.
one of those tidy up.
Well, it's
To withhold 5% or 1% money into a separate account.
Well, it won't be 5% of that. It'll be 16. It's but it'll amount to about, I did it reverse backwards to come up with that 100,000, but it's about 100,000. So that's just a thought. Just, we could start earmarking some money because I think there's a lot of interest in getting the downstairs done,
Yeah.
but the price is pretty near doubled in 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, holy moly.
Yeah, I heard that again today at the seniors.
Yeah.
So that does include some of the electrical work that we've already done. So
Right.
We may have, but it's,
And I don't think there's anything we can do piecemeal anymore.
no.
I think
And I looked at that too, I was like, 'cause I thought about that, like, well, what if we do?
No.
Once we
We got to commit it.
to do this half of the building, we need a hallway over here, which is going to completely impact the other half of the room. So it's just, it's if we can do it, we can do it. If we can't, we can't. Like, that's what's going to
So that's just something I wanted to bring up about the 1%. Keep it in your mind.
So we'll make a note to revisit it as we close in on the fiscal.
We can either do, because I think we're going to be over our goal. Seeing as though I think we're only like $56,000 short.
The construction project, by the way, is estimated to be 7 to 8 months. It's
Right.
Not a little project.
No, it isn't.
So.
No. And it should commence, if we were to do this, on right after town meeting in March.
Yeah.
On a year, we have no summer or fall elections.
If you're awarded these funds,
Like next year would be,
tell us what our schedule would be.
Yeah.
Also.
yeah,
So.
but I'm just thinking next year, would be no midterms. So there would be, anyway, okay, that's all I have.
All right, J, the board to discuss the 2026 Rutland Regional Plan. I did attend the Zoom meeting on this, which was an hour and a half long, and it was interesting, and there were some pretty obvious problems with it, but most of the response from the regional commission here was, we're not in control of that. That was set by the definitions handed down by the land use board in Montpelier. So I still have in mind, and why were we designated a village center when we don't meet the criteria for it?
Which is one thing.
Question, yes.
And so we do have an opportunity. There are other hearings coming up. So in case you missed this one and really wanted to go, but we can also send a comment in by March 27th, which is Friday. I'm not going to be here. I don't know if I can squeeze in another thing. But it's maybe, I don't know.
It's just that would be the
The
thing. that
village
Rutland Town
center.
does not qualify to have a village center, and this is not.
it was on the map.
Yeah,
I think this was a meeting.
yeah, and it shows us with a village center here,
Which this is the same map we looked at and marked up before.
right? And said we don't
Yeah.
qualify,
Yeah.
right?
And we don't qualify for a village center because we don't have zoning.
And we're there
Well,
on the map. Is it to our
it'd be good
advantage
for
to
us,
keep
though,
it?
If they don't notice, but
I don't know.
Until you apply for something that the village center does, and then somebody comes and says, "Oh, you don't comply."
Well, we
Give us
do
that.
have some water and sewer service, at least through part of it.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, here, I mean, we qualify for everything except we don't have zoning.
Well, the zoning.
And then the discussion was whether to adopt zoning for that village center,
Yeah.
but you're only talking like 8 or 10 land parcels down through here, like a max of maybe 15 acres that falls into compliance. So at that point, it doesn't make sense to drag the whole town into zoning just for a little section that's not gonna get redeveloped.
What do you want to do with this? But that, I
guess-
did sit through,
Ask them why.
yeah, just ask them. Maybe know. That changed. So
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like what's going on here?
all right, MCA to do.
not complaining, but
Yeah. And what do you want us to do with this?
In the corridor, do you all know about the two businesses that are leaving?
Yeah.
And the owners of Maple Angus have announced they are combining the two, they're closing the restaurant and moving it to the Village Snack Bar site. They're gonna completely redevelop that. And the owners of Fortress Fund have said they're closing their, the site there, and they're gonna go to just rentals only.
Okay,
So that's Flores Plaza.
yeah, all right.
Go into some Act 250
I
issues.
think that's probably a lot of the.
Oh, it's the linking onto the sewer and the
I
Act
think that's a
250
big
thing.
part of the problem.
I got a phone call about 5 minutes after the meeting starts, so I have to make a follow-up phone call after this,
Okay.
but yeah.
Okay. All right,
are they going to abandon what they're doing down there?
Roll call.
That was a very sensitive setup as it was anyway, and then when you
oh,
bring in I-250
yeah,
complications, it makes the money not pay out and they'll walk away from it.
Yeah, because they were,
Johnny Boys.
They own Johnny Boy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
Well, they were just renting that Maple Angus
oh,
spot.
okay,
it
gotcha.
was
The
rent
forage,
to own, right?
I-
That lease to own.
I believe that was the intention. I mean, I think there's still 7 or 8 surviving town members, so it was not an uncomplicated
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah.
Let's work that out,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, they're both have the building are closing.
That's too bad.
Yeah, they did some nice work there.
They did.
Update on the Pocket Park. You heard Barbara's announcement that there is a public hearing coming, or another planning commission meeting where other folks are going to be brought in to talk about the history. The process, the disaster recovery process is still there.
Well, I
And
got to
Bill's,
do the last 2 weeks, so it's all.
Bill was sitting on his hands basically for,
I've got some more information from Kari, some work. I've got, so it's in progress.
okay.
Stay tuned.
The project list is there, update, read it. That's the update. Committee meeting reports. Now that we have committees, we can meet, and it sounds like building is meeting and,
Friday morning.
okay, and we should do a personnel or a personnel committee meeting. Yeah. And scholarships are due when?
April 24th.
Okay, so we got a little time on that. All right, executive session, please. I don't think it will be a long one. I've said that before. To consider a personnel matter. Right. Possible litigation and a possible land transaction. Motion's made. Is there a second? And seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're in executive session.
Okay.
You are back on.
All right, we're back on the record. It is, looks like 16 past 9. Is there a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Motion's made to adjourn, seconded and voted. All in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Wait.
Thank you, folks.